Hey, it's me, Lelethu, once again from Lelethu Ilizwe Development Agency. I promise I'm going to try to find more voices to, speak on some of these issues. I promise myself, I don't just promise you, the person who's watching, but I promise myself to find more voices so that it doesn't seem as though I'm trying to speak on behalf of everyone because really everything that I do say, will say, have said is more about my experience as a blind person, as a person with a disability, and not necessarily a summary of how everyone feels. So today, as I'm sitting and working, a thought crosses my mind, or something in me asks the question, why are you doing no barriers art? Beyond it being, sort of like a research assignment and a way to improve things, to be the change you want to see in the world. Why? And my thinking was because I like to have fun, and I like the arts, I like culture, and in all of that I've been approached by a lot of people in different spaces at different times on different occasions who will be shocked that I was at a club or a place of fun, or that, I drink. And I'm wondering why. Why are we thinking that these are things that I do not engage in? And within this conversation that I was having, I, just wanted to highlight that to the people who come across this video that, yo, I am blind, but my legs work just fine. My throat can also swallow. I can still taste. I enjoy different things. I love having my fun. I love going out at night if it's time to go out at night. I like going to watch a play. And these are all things that I enjoy. And I like to scream out loud and party and dance and scream my friend's name when their favorite song comes on. I throw my one arm up in the air as I dance. Yeah, those are all things that I do. I enjoy drinking, I enjoy brine meat, I enjoy just riding in cars with boys every now and again. It's all who I am. And then I am blind, but it does not deter from the fact that I am who I am. And this is the reason I want to have an accessible Mandela Bay Theatre Complex. That's the reason I want to enjoy cultural and creative spaces that I don't have to feel like I'm forcing myself into the space, but rather that the space invites me to walk into. So that's the reason I'm doing it, to once and for all normalize, you know, the fact that blind me likes to have a drink now and again, likes to enjoy live music and scream as, the bassist does their thing. That's just who I am as a human being. And to also bring it to life that this notion of trying to hide people with disabilities from general community is the very reason there's a lot of presumptions and prejudices where it comes to people with disabilities. We don't need to be hiding people. We don't need to hide ourselves. We need to be out there. We need to live our lives as best as we can. And if your disability, is not forcing you to sit in bed and not be able to be mobile, then do what you need to be doing to have your fun. Figure yourself around it, and establish how you want to do it, and not be stuck within a system that says, no, we as people who are able-bodied will only think for and about ourselves. If you need to start a conversation, do it. Start that conversation. Say, why don't you include me in this? Because I also contribute something. I will bring something of value into this space. So this is why I do it. And I just wanted to, share that we I let me say I do all sorts of things. I try to figure it out all on my own, and I try to think, ukuthi if another person with a disability or who could not see were to experience this, how would I make it easier for them to experience it? So, yeah, to those who are able bodied, those who can still see, I think we must also remember that it's not always the case that we are born with a disability. It's this is the one reality that most likely will visit all of us in life. Something will affect our mobility, whether it's our age or whatnot. Something will affect our memory. Something will affect, the excellence of our eyes, our hearing. It could be a car accident. It could just be growing old. It could be something, biological, chemical within your body that forces certain things to happen a certain way, but it will happen. And so rather than live your life as though disability does not exist, perhaps live your life in preparation for an eventuality that you might not be able to avoid. Uh, 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 this whole thing, Yoguti, I've lived my life for a good 30 years with my eyes bright and shiny and able to see. And in all of that, I was walking the streets of Central. I was going to nightclubs. I was drinking. I was partying. I was, yeah, running around, riding in cars with boys, as I put it. I was doing it. It does not change just because I can't see. That's who I am. Remember, the more things change, the more they stay the same. So I'm still a fun loving human being. I'm still out here, and I'm now just trying to say maybe there's others out there who, like me, want to be out for the night, want to go to the Mandela Bay Theatre Complex and have a great night. Um, I know the other day I almost gave someone the fright of her life when I said, well, I need to figure out the rooftop by myself. The rooftop is part of the building where we work. Um, so I was like, I need to come to the rooftop by myself. One day I'll just book an Uber, get dropped off, and call. There is a lady who works here, Susuks, call her Susuks, and say, if you're working tonight, I'm coming through. Then come up to the rooftop all by myself, go to the bar, and just chill. Stand up from the bar and dance on the carpet, and then go back to my seat. And then end the song. I was like, oh my God, please don't do that. And like, why not? It should be done. It should be done. And I think in a perfect world, in a world that was safe, in a world that cared, in a world that was accessible, in a world that was accommodative of all people, I would definitely do that. But for now, I'll hang on to Song's arm and we'll go party together. Peace and blessings. I hope that people stay tuned. If you can't go to the Mandela Bay Theatre Complex on the 3rd of December, it's all right. We will try our best to include you too and your disability, and how to make the space universally accessible for all of us as a people. Because remember, all these modifications, they don't just help the person with a disability, they also somehow seem to serve those without a disability and make life easier for them too. Bye bye.